We made it to 2024 and the Chicagoland real estate market is crashing. Just kidding, but every single year I get asked this one question right around this time by my friends, family, and clients is what is going to be happening with the real estate market this year? And depending on your situation, this can be a jam-packed question that can be answered within hours or a few sentences, and there's truly no one shoe fits all kind of thing. We have gone through some crazy events these past few years that have definitely affected our real estate market. And here in the Chicagoland area, there has been some pretty crazy things happening here as well. I help a ton of families and individuals every single year, so I feel like I have a pretty solid pulse on what the real estate market is doing. And I've had some predictions in the past that have came true and some that have not due to certain circumstances. But in today's video, I want to give you guys my 5 predictions on what is going to be happening in the Chicagoland real estate market. Hi, I'm Brand Blankship, a Chicagoland realtor helping people buy and sell homes just like you. And I'd love to be your real estate agent, so reach out. However, all my contact information is down below in the description. So, the Chicagoland real estate market is truly crazy, and I just want to preface this video and start it off is that I don't have a crystal ball on what is going to happen, honestly. At the end of the day, people buy and sell real estate on their timelines. And if you're in this position and you are looking to buy or sell real estate, you have to do it on your timeline truthfully. And these are just my thoughts. Let me know your comments down below, but let's get right into it. My first prediction though is that interest rates will finally stabilize. What do I mean by interest rates stabilizing though? Is that, the past few years we have seen interest rates on kind of that like roller coaster. We've seen interest rates as low as 2.5% to 3%, as all the way up to 8% with a point, even just these past few months. And to tell you what, here in the Chicagoland area, I haven't really seen prices take a massive dip like a lot of us would have thought when the interest rates kind of skyrocketed from what they were, 2.5, 3 years ago. And where I primarily serve families and help individuals out is in the Chicago suburbs, just west of the city of Chicago. And what I've seen personally is that, prices of homes have, gradually increased year over year, depending on which area you are looking in. There are a lot of homeowners out there with interest rates below 5% and trying to figure out when it makes sense to make a move, because I'll tell you what, and the truth is that there are a ton of people that are looking to make a move, but they don't want to give up that low interest rate right now. And that's probably why you're honestly watching this video, to figure out what you should do in 2024. I think with a lot of news out there in regards to interest rates and a lot of rumors going on is that the rates are going to continue to drop. I feel like, and in my opinion, that if the rates sit around 6%, somewhere in that range between 6 and 7% for the whole year, I think it's going to be enough for people to finally make that move and realize the math equation to figure out whether they are upsizing or downsizing or doing whatever with their current real estate and transferring it to their next real estate goal. My second prediction here is that it's going to be the year of the Chicago suburbs. I'm not political or anything, and I don't want to get into the politics of the real estate market, but wherever you live, there's going to be stuff that you don't like and there's going to be stuff that you love. So it's typically never going to be perfect, but it's kind of, weighing out the pros and cons of where you live truthfully. And what we're always going to see is that there's going to be changes happening all the time. I believe that we're going to see a lot of people that currently live in the city of Chicago actually make the jump to the Chicago suburbs, because they can realize that there's a lot more bang for their buck with also having really easy proximity and access to the city of Chicago, especially if they don't want to give up their weekends there, as well as if they are still working in the city of Chicago. Also, another reason I can see a lot of families and individuals moving here to the Chicago suburbs from the city is that they might be eyeing a certain public school district for their kids, because there's a lot of highly ranked ones that I talk about with information coming from niche.com, as well as they just want to start and get out of the hustle and bustle of the city of Chicago and kind of just start a new chapter in their life. I get a lot of inquiries about this kind of situation with this lateral movement from the city of Chicago to the suburbs. So if you're in this boat and you want to chat on it, let me know. Just give me a call or shoot me a text. More than happy to. But that is prediction number 2, is that it's going to be the year of the Chicago suburbs. And before I get into prediction number 3, if you haven't yet, hit the like button, subscribe to this video, because it'll tell YouTube I'm doing a good job at making this video kind of thing. And this video will show up to more people that will, get value from this. And I would truly, truly appreciate it. My third prediction is that a lot of home buyers in the Chicagoland area are going to be focusing on these two main things when looking for a home, and that is a mudroom as well as a truly functional floor plan. A mudroom is on this list in my opinion because a lot of clients that I help and serve, want a mudroom not just for the laundry purpose, but for also storing a lot of miscellaneous items. If they have kids, throwing their ballet, dance, sports equipment in that mudroom, and honestly just extra room to throw those groceries in there, and just having that like segue from garage, driveway, street to the kitchen, and that middle ground is that mudroom, truthfully. And what I mean by functional floor plans, depending on the square footage, 2,500 square feet can feel small if it's really closed off, or it can feel really spacious if the floor plan is right. I have seen a lot of families and individuals not really care about the traditional family and living room. They really just prefer some sort of grand room for entertaining, and that goes along with the traditional dining room setup as well. So I think those are a few big things that a lot of clients that I've been working with are focusing on, is mudrooms as well as a functional floor plan. And I think those are two things that are totally, attainable to get in the market, or having a creative mind and looking at and bringing the contractor in to figure out if walls can come down to see if you can make your floor plan of your dreams a reality. Then it comes to the first time home buyers, and I think a lot of them, and I feel like what they're going to be looking for are those two things as well, but really them just focusing on their wants and needs, and their understanding and their realizing is that there's truly only three options when it comes to home ownership and just living in general, and they are buying a home, renting a home, or living with family or friends. And those are pretty much the three main things when it comes to living. And I think, with that being said, is that a lot of buyers are going to start realizing is that if the home that they truly want pops up on the market, that they are not sure when it's going to come up again, whether it's 3, 6, or even a year down the road. My fourth prediction is that prices will continue to rise in the Chicago suburbs. I primarily service the western Chicago suburbs, so that are towns like Naperville, Elmhurst, Glen Ellen, Wheaton, Lisle, Bloomingdale, Schaumburg, Geneva, St. Charles, towns of those nature. And what we continue to lack is inventory. And there's a ton of pent-up demand out there. And I feel like in 2024, we're gonna see some good inventory come in the market, but it's not gonna be coming in at the pace that we need it to be. While we don't see huge appreciation like states like Texas, Tennessee, and Florida, over the past 2 to 3 years, we've seen a gradual increase up and up and up when it comes to home prices. And with that being said, in my opinion, I think that is a good thing to have normal and gradual appreciation just for the real estate market in general. And something here that, we don't have compared to those states is a lot of new construction. Here in the western suburbs, a lot of these subdivisions and towns are already built up with homes being built from the 60s to 80s. If you want more newer construction and everything like that, you gotta go down south more to like a Plainfield, or west to like in Oswego or Sugar Grove area. But if you want new construction, you can still totally get it in the western suburbs. There's not a ton of subdivisions being built, but there's one by one new construction homes being built for sure. And with that being said, having the infrastructure here with the big city of the best city in the world, aka Chicago, I really do think the Chicago suburbs and home prices are gonna keep continuing to surge upwards. And my fifth prediction, and the one you've been waiting for, is I believe is that we will see a giant influx of people leaving the state of Chicago as well as the suburbs to go out of state. I feel that empty nesters will finally pull the trigger and begin their next chapter of their life, whether it's moving to Arizona, Florida, Tennessee, one of the Carolinas, or wherever else in the world, truthfully. Really the only other option is downsizing in the area if you have family or still working. But I feel like a lot of those empty nesters will begin to start selling off their homes and figuring out that next chapter of their life, truthfully. There is a lot of logistics that go into it that I truly understand, because I get a ton of you guys that reach out to me, not just from the state of Chicago, but from out of state, looking to relocate here and get more information on the process. One thing I will say is that you should reach out, because I have some great connections, and I think it's important because I have a lot of clients that have to sell in another state and relocate here, and just having two realtors on the same page can give you a less stressful process. And don't get me wrong, it's going to be a stressful process most likely, but our goal is to be able to collaborate and help you get to where you want to be. And with vice versa, you selling your home here and purchasing a new home in another state can go a long way, because there are different, contracts involved, different rules and processes it goes with a real estate transaction. So reach out, as I'm more than happy to kind of help you paint the picture and give you all your options when it comes to making that move out of the city of Chicago or the Chicago suburbs into another state. And that is my fifth prediction, is that I feel like we will see that finally big, more giant influx of people leaving the city and the suburbs out to another state. So those are my predictions right there. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you even care that you're watching this video in the real estate market? I mean, I care about it every single day, and that's what I'm talking about. But like I said, I just want to share these things with you guys, my 5 predictions. And I don't have a crystal ball on anything, but these are just kind of my thoughts on what is going to happen in the real estate market this year in 2024. So if you have thoughts on buying or selling real estate, whether it be next week or next year in the Chicagoland area, I'd absolutely be honored to serve you. Call, text, shoot me an email. All my information is down below in the description. Hit the subscribe button, leave a like. Let me know what you guys want to see next on this YouTube channel. Watch one of these videos up here, and I will see you guys on the next video.